Hello, we're group 7 and we were assigned the lymphatic system. I'm Catherine.
I'm Hara.
I'm Kobe.
I'm Gabby. The first medical term is lymphocyte. The correct pronunciations follow as lymphocyte. This term is composed of one root word and one suffix. The root word lympho comes from a Greek term lympha, meaning water, and the suffix cyte coming from the Greek term cytos, meaning cell. This term is defined as a type of white blood cell that fights infections, and the synonyms include immune cell, lymphocyte, and gliolactic leukocytes.
The next medical term is lymphadenopathy. The correct pronunciation is as follows: lymphadenopathy. Lymphadenopathy. This term is composed of three separate roots, all deriving from Greek, beginning with lympha, meaning lymph, aden, meaning gland, and finally pathy, meaning disease. This term is defined as a disease of the lymph nodes characterized by an abnormal enlargement of the lymph nodes. The synonyms include adenopathy, swollen lymph nodes, and swollen glands.
The last medical term is tonsillitis. The correct pronunciation is as follows: tonsillitis. This term is composed of one root derived from Latin and one suffix derived from Greek, beginning with tonsilla, which is Latin for almond, and the suffix, which is Greek, itis, or inflammation. This term is defined as inflammation of the tonsils, and synonyms include sore throat or anterior upper neck pain.
Bill walked into the clinic feeling miserable. His throat was sore, his voice scratchy, and he had a fever that made his body ache. He also noticed tender lumps under his jaw and along the sides of his neck. Worried it might be something serious, he decided to see the doctor.
After a brief examination and a throat swab, the doctor diagnosed Bill with tonsillitis caused by strep throat, an infection of the throat and tonsils caused by Streptococcus pyogenes, causing them to swell and hurt. The doctor reassured Bill that his body is fighting the infection already.
The doctor explained that the tonsils are actually a part of the lymphatic system, two small almonds in Latin, the powerful masses of lymphatic tissue located in the back of the throat. They act like the body's security guards, catching germs that enter through the mouth or nose.
When any bacteria such as Streptococcus pyogenes invade, specialized white blood cells called lymphocytes jump into action. These cells are warriors of the immune system, trained to identify and destroy invading pathogens.
Inside Bill's tonsils and nearby lymph nodes, these lymphocytes began to multiply rapidly, like an army preparing for battle. As they did, his lymph nodes started to swell, causing tenderness he could feel under his jaw.
This swelling is called lymphadenopathy. It might feel uncomfortable, but it's actually a good sign, and it shows that his immune system is active and doing its job.
The doctor continued to explain that the lymphatic system is like a giant drainage network that runs throughout the body. It collects excess fluid, filters out waste, and helps transport immune cells to where they're needed most. The lymph nodes act as tiny checkpoints, each one packed with lymphocytes ready to respond to infection, like strep throat causing tonsillitis.
While Bill rested at home, his body continued to fight behind the scenes. The lymphocytes in his tonsils released special proteins called antibodies that targeted the bacteria, marking them for destruction. Meanwhile, other immune cells swept in to clean up the debris.
After a few days of antibiotics, rest to allow the immune system to fight the infection, and a lot of warm tea, Bill started to feel better. The fever went down, his throat stopped hurting, and those swollen glands slowly returned to normal size.
And after 2 weeks, his recovery was more than just a return to comfort. It was a perfect example of how the lymphatic system protects the body. Tonsils acted as the first line of defense, lymphocytes were the soldiers, and lymphadenopathy was the visible sign of that battle being fought and won.
Even though swollen lymph nodes might feel unpleasant, they're really a signal that your body's defenses are in motion, detecting, attacking, and removing invaders.
Through Bill's case, the interconnectedness of these three terms, tonsils, lymphocytes, and lymphadenopathy, becomes clear. It's the story of how the lymphatic system quietly protects us every single day.
The lymphatic system may be invisible most of the time, but when infection strikes, it steps into the spotlight, showing us how amazing the lymphatic system truly is.